Thanks for downloading this episode from Teachers Talk Radio. You can find the full schedule and listen back to all our shows at ttradio.org. This show is brought to you in partnership with the Witherslack Group, experts in special education and care. Enjoy the podcast.
Dear staff, I have heard rumours that many of you are not enjoying your job as much as you used to. In fact, many of you have expressed your desire to go part-time or even leave teaching altogether. Some have already gone on supply. I just don't understand. Since arriving at the school, I have worked so hard to ensure consistency and to raise the standard of teaching and learning. I want to move up the academy ladder, and I'm doing very well, and I'm doing it in record time. For example, I have instructed everyone they need to print off learning objective slips for every lesson. They must include a success criteria and some form of self-assessment, like where the children colour in a traffic light. After lessons, the slips must be highlighted green, orange or pink to prove the level of learning that took place in the lesson. I regularly look for these during book scrutinies. I'm just trying to help you. I tell you exactly how to mark your books. You must use a blue pen, use a range of coloured highlighters, and 2 stars and a wish must be written daily. I even bought you all those super lovely stampers in order to place a whole range of feedback onto their work. I will of course be checking that you're using them, especially the verbal feedback stamper. Work must be deep marked every 3.5 lessons, and it should always be initialed so I know who has taught the lesson. I have given you a long list of suggested feedback comments that I will be checking that you're using. Next steps must be recorded daily using a hand-drawn ladder or a step, and children must always use a purple pen to prove that they are editing. I'm just trying to help you improve your marking. I even tell you the schemes of work to use and the textbooks you must use for reading and writing and maths. I've now introduced a spelling scheme that I expect everyone to use even though you don't like it. I tell you how long each unit of work should last and advise you on the best way to deliver it. I have made it clear how often work should be published and what colour pen they must use. Before a unit of work is taught, I ask you to carry out cold tasks and hot tasks after the unit is taught, but of course many weeks after the point of teaching. I also insist that maths lessons must be mastery, concrete, pictorial and abstract. Children should demonstrate fluency and be able to work in random pairs all the time. I tell you what resources to use because they accompany the schemes of work. Children must be able to reason, and I expect to see bar models everywhere. One staff meeting was allocated last year for training on this, don't you remember? So I expect to see it competently embedded into your lessons. Can't you see I'm just trying to help you? I have shown you how to set targets for all the children, for all the core subjects, and when to review these. This is in addition to the online assessments you carry out and the paper tests I make you administer. None of them really match up, so I do appreciate it's hard to get a true picture of their abilities as the data is inconsistent. Online tracking assessments must be updated all the time to show progress. I will use the data for pupil progress meetings. I do appreciate there's barely enough time to teach and embed all of the objectives for your year group, but I do insist that children are only meeting expected standards if they do work that is away from the point of teaching and that you've seen the evidence 7 times. I'm sure you can cope with this. You must also upload photos and videos to prove progress. They are stored on the online tracking program that no one will probably look at. I also realise that we never really sit in front of the online tracking program to look at all your photos and videos that you upload. However, please upload it anyway. I'm just trying to help you improve. I even tell you what your planning should look like. on what to include. I tell you where to save it and how to annotate your plans to prove that you are assessing daily. You must use the school's long-term, medium-term and short-term planning formats, and I will definitely ask to see them regularly. I'm just trying to help you. I also tell you exactly what to put up on your displays. I've told you several times what needs to be seen on the display boards. I even have checklists that I use when I'm on learning walks. You must follow my display policy. You must have working walls for spelling, maths and writing. I need to see a growth mindset display and a learning journey display that is often more empty than full. I do not want to see static displays in your classroom. Displays must be regularly updated, daily if possible. Any text on the display must be 50% handwritten and 50% typed up, but make sure it's in the agreed school font. Work must be mounted, following the school's policy, and the agreed backing paper must be used. I'm just trying to help you. Please see my latest policy on homework too. I've decided what homework each year group is set, and how often it's set, and how it's marked. That reminds me, please write weekly letters to post on the website telling parents what you are teaching for a particular week. I'm sure they all read them. I'm just trying to help you. I even carry out learning walks, carry out regular book scrutinies, I watch you teach, I invite you to pupil progress meetings, give you feedback on how you teach, carry out year group mocksteads where I pull apart everything that you're doing in that year group and make sweeping changes overnight. Sometimes making you feel a bit terrible, I know. But despite all this effort on my part, many of you still want to find other jobs. There is a teaching recruitment crisis I don't understand. With so many leaders like myself, teaching has never been easier. I tell you how to do everything and hold you accountable if you don't do it. It will always be your fault, even though you have no say in most things. Your pay will be affected if you don't adhere fully to my policies. I'm just trying to help. I'm sure over time that things will settle down, but in the meantime, please just do exactly what I say, and we will all get along just fine. So please, stop all this talk of wanting to leave. I'm trying to help you. Ta-da!